Welcome to Grumpy John's Garage. Now we can start recording again. Now I've put the radio off. Let's jump back into doing the wiring. My tea's about to go cold and I've got a stay and play today with my granddaughter. So I've got to go to that. I'm wanting to get the fuel gauge fitted and I want to get the final bit of the amp meter. Make sure that can get fitted. Let's get on to it. So what we've got here is the filterette harness. This is this whole bit here. Any bits on this end is going to be for the filterette, which goes up in the dash underneath. So one cable goes all the way to the ignition switch. One cable goes up the black with 3 tracers, goes to the amp meter. And then the last one here that I found hanging this morning is the amp meter as well. Look at my picture. Should have 3. One gone. Oh yeah, right. So looking at the wiring diagram here, it's got 3 red on the amp, which the one I've just put onto the filterette, and then you've got the double one which goes this way, one there to that bit on the end of the lights, and one to the ignition. Now, I found out last night, I searched and searched and searched, the thing that goes in the end of the headlight switch so that can mount to is a 30 amp breaker. That's what that is. So guess what? Can't get one. Can't get one in the Jeep parts places that I work with. I found one. It's a 30 amp breaker. It's for boats. So I'm going to buy that. It's like £8. So I'm going to buy that and fit it. That's it. It's a breaker's a breaker. Anyway, that is that. We've got 3 red onto the negative, and we should have 2 black, which is a double, which one goes to the filterette and one goes to the ignition. So that's basically the amp meter wired. It just needs put in. What I've done, get another torch. Ooh, I wonder if I've got enough torches. As you can see on the amp gauge, if I can hold this and do that at the same time. Right, as you can see, where's my pointy stick? As you can see here, it's got insulators on it. This is the original amp meter. All I've done with that is I fitted the gauge into the dash and then the bracket on the back. Then I marked the threads with a pen, and then I cut these insulators so that they'll fit over the top. This is the bracket. That'll fit over the top like that, and it'll insulate the bracket instead of the bracket touching them two, because one's negative and one's positive. You don't want them touching, because this is the old bracket. If you get a new one, they're insulated. They've got a wee plastic bit around the inside of the holes. All I used was one of these, a bullet connector. So you've got the yellow in the outside, so it was a bit loose, and all I done was take a blue one and cut the end off. You can just see in, you can see the alloy bit. All I done was cut it before that, and same with this one, cut it to length. A wee bit of a tight fit, but that's what you want. So that's the poles, 2 poles insulated. I couldn't find a bracket on its own. That's basically the amp meter. All I've got to do is fit it. This is the fuel gauge here. I've been told that this has got to be ground quite well, so I've ground the ends, well, not ground them. I've got a bit of sandpaper and you can see they're pointed. So I've cleaned the ends off of them so that when I tighten this onto the back of the dash, it should dig in and get a good earth on the body. Then you've got the location spring. That goes onto the back like that. And when you tighten it, it kind of centres the bracket so that they're not touching. You can see this one, in fact, yeah, that's insulated already. You can see this is what the other one might have had. You can see the wee bit of gasket there. All it is just either cork or paper in between that. It's probably brass. That's insulation as well. Oh, magic. You can just see it there. This one's insulated already, so it earths through this pointy bits and the spring. So what I've done, I've cleaned up the back so that when that goes on, the spring's touching the back of it, and hopefully that'll do it for an earth in through the hole there. That's the fuel breaker. We've got a short cable coming from it. There's only 2 cables come from this. One goes in and one goes out, and the other one that goes out is this one here. So your fuel gauge on your fuel tank. I always wondered how that routed. It comes from the fuel gauge and it runs along the back of the dash down to this hole here. So it comes down the back of the dash. It comes down the back of the dash, in through that hole, then it tucks up underneath there, behind that bracket, and then down to your fuel tank, to your sender. I learned something new today. Let's get it done. Let's get another gauge fitted. Am I going to have time? No, I'm not going to have time. I better get ready to go. First gauge I am going to fit is the fuel gauge. It's a slightly easier one. Basically, there's 2 terminals. As I pointed out earlier on, I've cleaned up the ends, and I've cleaned up the end of the spring and the end of the gauge. So that goes on. Then I'm going to put a flat washer, then a nut that clamps the gauge to the dash. I will get 1 wire that comes from the breaker, the fuel breaker, 8 amp one. Or in that case, I think it's 10. Then the other cable is this cable here. It runs up the back of the dash, behind the steering, and along the back here. I'm just going to connect this to the gauge. Let's get on with this and get it done. That's the gauge located in now. Oh, fantastic. Then we'll have the clip. Doesn't look like a proper clip. I'm not going to tighten it right up. I want that routed a bit better underneath. I'll probably end up taking wires off and making all this nice underneath. That's a bit direct. So even then I don't like it already. Yeah, that's better. That's better. And that'll run along there like that to the fuel sender. Leave it up there now. That's the clip there. And that's the way the wire routes. Can you see up the back? And you can see the fuel gauge is mounted. See how the wires are all spaghetti? I want that. I'll tidy all that up later. I think what I'll do with this one, I tucked that other one right up. Yeah, I made a wee tag for it. Not that I'll forget anyway. It's only 1 wire. Something else. You can see here. You can see what I've done. I wasn't happy with scratching that. So this is a key that I think I might put in the glove box or underneath. I could put it underneath there. Couldn't I? Yeah, I could drill a hole there and have it underneath. The plan is to have this either in the glove compartment or under the dash, basically as in like an isolator. Switch that on and that gives power to my ignition. So I switch the ignition on, then kick the starter in. I think the last one I'm going to do today, because I have been interrupted quite a few times today. I want to get this amp gauge in. I've spoke about the isolators that I made up. I'm going to put the two wee fibre washers on, and then put on the wee washer. Then I'll put, how am I going to do this? Yeah, then I'm going to put on the wiring, and then I'll put on another spring washer and a nut. Right, we have got black. It's got one terminal, one. So negative has got two, which is the red. Two red, and then the one black, which has got a double coming off it. Right, definitely amp. Again, it's got the wee notch in the bottom of it. Match it up with the notch. Perfect. There we go. Right. How am I going to get under there? 3, 5, 16. Maybe might be easier with a ratchet. Yeah, far easier. Can you remember which side's which? The red go to the negative. Sure, the negative was the opposite side. That's it for today. I've had enough. It's been cold all morning, all afternoon. People coming in and out annoying me. I'm having to stop and start. The fuel gauge is in completely. The amp gauge is in completely. Fantastic. These ones here are going to be a lot quicker. The water and the oil. Is that where that goes? No, temperature goes there. Temperature here and oil here. Then the speedo. So there's not much left to the dash. These don't need wired in. I've kind of sorted an idea for the filterette because I can't get new ones, so it doesn't really need them because I'm not going to have a radio in it. And with that, another wiring video comes to an end. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.